We are in the second quarter of the year, and if you're being honest, things have not been going the way you really wanted them to go. You started the year, you're so enthusiastic, you had so many goals you wanted to achieve, you had so many targets you had set for yourself, and now we're in the second quarter of the year, your motivation has dropped, there's no structure, you feel like you're behind, and there's no progress with the goals that you actually set for yourself. It is in this moment where people either quit quietly or reset intentionally. Let me tell you that the second quarter of the year is not late. 3 months have gone by and we have 9 months ahead of us. While it is not to tell you that, oh, you still have a lot of time, it is just to tell you that you still have time to put things in place while not controlling yourself that you have a lot of time, because it's going to still lead you to go back to the same habits that are not helping you to progress. And that's why in this video, I'm going to be telling you guys the exact steps that you can use to glow up in your second quarter, be it personally, business-wise, financially, and whatever you really want to improve. So if you're interested in this, make sure you watch the video till the very end to get everything I'm about to share with you. Have you noticed that this is actually a pattern that happens every year? You start the year enthusiastic with a lot of goals that you want to achieve, but by the time we're getting to the second quarter of the year, you no longer have motivation. You're behind on almost everything that you initially set for yourself. This is what happens almost all the time. And the main problem that we have is the fact that we don't have structure. Because when there's no structure around the things that you really want to do, and when motivation fades, because it will always fade, you find yourself in a position whereby you're not taking action, you're inconsistent, because you don't have a structure that really governs the way in which you actually follow through with the things that you really want to achieve for yourself. Most people do not fail because they do not have goals. They fail because they don't have systems that survive beyond motivation. And that is why the second quarter of the year is a very, very crucial moment whereby you're going to readjust and put things in place. It is in this moment where you either continue drifting or you decide to build intentionally. I'm going to be sharing with you guys a framework that you can use right now. Emphasis on right now. I believe that if you're watching this video is because you want things to change, and I want to encourage you to stop watching videos and taking no action. As you watch, as you consume content, make sure you take action such that it's not like wasted time, but instead feel like you have gained time because you were watching the video. And that's how I would love my videos to be for you, and for them to actually be that way. You need to take action as you watch based on what you have learned from the video. I hope we have a deal that you take action from everything that you're going to learn from this video. So to properly reset in the second quarter of the year, you need these 3 things. 1, audit. 2, rebuild. And 3, execute. Audit simply means that you analyze your current situation, the situation you're currently in, what is going on, what are the things that are drawing me back, what are the things that are helping me to go forward. The second thing you're supposed to do after auditing is rebuilding. Now, based on the information that you've been able to get after auditing, now you rebuild. That is, you put systems in place that are going to support you better as opposed to just going with the flow. And then 3, you execute. Based on the plan that you have put in place, based on the systems you have put in place, you actually do the work and you analyze how it's going, what you should adjust, and how you're going to continue executing the systems that you have actually put in place. I'm going to go more in depth into this 3-part framework. Auditing means that you are facing your current situation, and I know that it is kind of uncomfortable sometimes for some people, because you really get to go in depth and analyze what is really going on in your life. Because without clarity, you cannot really be able to make decisions that are going to help you or that are going to attack the actual problems that you're facing. That's why it's important to not just do a surface level audit, but to actually go in depth and to really ask yourself questions like, okay, in the first 3 months of the year, what really worked for me? What are the things that I did that helped me to go forward? Now you ask again, what are the things that I did that did not help me to progress and maybe were even taking me back? Because when you know these things, you're able to take more informed decisions. These are the three areas that you can audit. First of all, your time, your money, your business activity, if it's not business, school, if it's not school, work. Now, this is how it looks in practice. Now, your time, you analyze, how have I been spending my time? What are the things that I have been doing that have been wasting my time? What are the tasks that I've been doing that have been productive and that have actually been helping me? Your money, where has your money been going to? What have you been spending your money on? When you have a clear view of how you've been spending your money, you know now how to make better decisions, whether it's based on cutting down your expenses or maybe completely taking something out. It is because you audit these sections of your life that you're able to make better decisions that are going to help you moving forward. Now, we go to rebuild, and rebuild means that you are creating systems that are going to help you. And one mistake that people make is that they create systems or they set goals based on motivation and not reality. Now, when I say reality, it does not mean that you should maybe water down the kind of goals that you can actually achieve, but it means that based on what you're currently going through, what are the systems that are going to support this thing? Because you cannot put an unrealistic um objective, like maybe you're going to work on your business 8 hours in a day when you know that you have a 9 to 5 and you go to work from 9 to 5. Now, how realistic is that for you to put a system in place which states that you're going to work on your business for 8 hours? Because you have a 9 to 5, it means that you don't have that much time to work on your business daily. That is why it is good to put systems in place based on your actual reality so that it is more realistic for you to follow through with them. Because the thing is that sometimes we are so unrealistic that is the reason why we are unable to hit some targets that we give ourselves, because it is so realistic, and then it puts you in a situation whereby you feel like you have failed because you're not able to progress. But the root cause is that you first of all even put a system in place that you cannot be able to follow because your current reality does not permit that you can be able to do that particular thing the way you have said you're supposed to do it. So instead of trying to do everything at once, you can actually take each category and tell yourself that okay, these are the main activities that I'm going to do. In practice, this looks like setting non-negotiables. Based on the different pillars of your life, you have non-negotiables. So you have things that, okay, no matter what is happening, if I do only these things in a day, it means that I have done well. As opposed to jam packing your day with so many things, and then when you are not able to do all of those things, you feel like, oh my god, I'm a failure, I'm not able to do this, I cannot even do this, I cannot do that, because you put a lot of things on your plate. It's better to give yourself three major tasks and then you actually execute them perfectly than to fill your day with 15 tasks and then you're not able to even complete anyone because you're here and there and here and there. That is why it's so important to put systems that you can actually follow and are going to help you to be better and to build your discipline. It is good to know that the goal is not intensity but sustainability. It's not about how much you do, but how sustainable is a system you have put in place that you're going to be able to actually go with this over and over and over and over again, as opposed to starting with intensity and tomorrow you cannot continue at the same pace. The reflection question: is this system one that I can follow through with even on a bad day? That is how flexible your system is supposed to be, so that it works even when things are not going their best. Execution. I know that when it comes to actually putting in the work, it is not an exciting thing. It is even so, it's actually even boring to put in the work to an extent, because it's like you have to do the same thing over and over. You need to put in the work, you need to do this over and over so that you can be able to see the result. But to be honest, that is the only way to go about it. You have to put in the work. There are no two options. You need to put in the work. You need to work smart, you need to work hard, and you need to work and progress. That is the only way. You need to execute, because discipline is actually built by doing the work even when you don't feel like it. That is how you build discipline, because you cannot always hope on motivation. Motivation comes and goes, but now you need to build that discipline muscle in you. And it looks like you actually showing up even when you don't want to. It's actually a thing where you train yourself because you don't just wake up and you're disciplined. It is through the reps. After repeating something over and over and over, it becomes part and parcel of you. Just like you wake up in the morning and you just know that, oh, you need to brush your teeth because it's already part of you. You've done it over and over, such that it's already part and parcel of you. That is how that is the same way that you need to approach other things that you're trying to do consistently. You're trying to build your discipline. It means that you need to push yourself to do it even when you don't feel like it. And now, one thing as well is that you should not be striving for perfection, because I feel like people strive for perfection so much so that when they are not able to do certain things, they just freeze. Like they feel like, oh, I cannot do this. I am not the person that does this kind of thing. I'm such a failure. No. That is why, first of all, when you set no negotiables, you know that, okay, these are the things that I am supposed to do no matter what. I mean, you don't crowd yourself or your program with a lot of things and then you start feeling like you cannot do the things and then you start feeling like you're a failure. Do what is essential and do it well and do your best. And it's that small action that you take daily that is going to actually help you to progress, as opposed to trying to do everything and then doing nothing at the end of the day. What are the actions that, if repeated daily, are going to change your life? Now, if I want to give like some practical examples, let's say for instance, if you're a business owner, applying this thing can look like, instead of focusing on everything in your business, you focus on sales and marketing, the thing that actually brings in the money. So you focus on one major thing as opposed to focusing on every other thing. Or if you're somebody that struggles with finances, you can give yourself the objective that, okay, for the next 30 days, I'm going to track my spending. So it means that anything that I spend money on, I'm going to track it. And that's the base for you making better decisions with regards to your money. Or if you're somebody that is, maybe you struggle with being disciplined, what you can do is, okay, you set your non-negotiables and you track yourself and see, okay, over a period of 2 to 3 weeks, how have I performed? Have I been able to do these things? And you review and you update your plan and you continue. If you're restarting in the second quarter, or if you are reviewing so that you can do better in the second quarter, in practice, this looks like taking probably 1 to 2 days to take out time and really audit your life, review everything, every single thing. Ask yourself the questions: what's working, what's not working, what can you do to be better? Take out time and really audit your life. Secondly, now you need to put systems in place. And please, this system that you're putting in place have to be in accordance with your actual reality. You have a 9 to 5, you know that, okay, when you're putting a system in place, you need to take that into consideration and don't act like it does not exist. If not, your system that you put in place is going to be unrealistic. And now you commit to putting in the action. You commit to actually following that system that you have put in place. You commit to doing the work over and over and over. And even when you forget, the mistake you should not make is, oh, I forgot, I'm a failure, and then you stop completely. But what you should do instead is pick yourself up and continue from where you ended, because that is really what consistency is about. It's not about being perfect, but it's about when you fall, you actually wake up and you continue working. So let's take this case study. Daniel, he has a business and he starts the year with the goals of building his business, of saving money, and of becoming more disciplined. But by the time he gets to the second quarter of the year, he's so inconsistent with his business. He does not even know how his money has been spent, so he's not even able to save any money, and then he has become so indisciplined, not following through with the things that he really wants to do for himself. Now Daniel takes the time to audit his life. So first things first, he takes out to analyze and he sees that, okay, his business is really down because he works on his business occasionally. He's unable to save because he spends his money recklessly, and he's so indisciplined because he has not taken out time to put a structure in place. So now he decides to rebuild. He puts a structure in place. Now he tells himself he has to set out 2 hours daily for his business. He tells himself he has to track his expenses every single day, and he also lays down his non-negotiables that he's going to work on a daily basis. And now it is time to execute. And obviously, like everything, it starts slow, but Daniel continues to put in the work and to do these things that he says he has to do. And over time, he begins to see results. And that is what you as well are supposed to do right now. Now, resetting is not glamorous, it's not exciting. Some days you feel low, some days you don't feel like taking action. It's just, it's not the way you expect. It is not exciting. There are going to be moments where you just feel like everything is slow, but now this is where growth happens. This is where things change, provided you continue to show up, provided you continue to put in the work. So, this is not about just starting over, but it's about correcting what you're already doing so that you can continue in the right direction. If you learned at least one thing from this, make sure you share with a friend who is also going to love this content, who is also going to learn something from it. In the description box, I'm going to drop a link for the replay of our session because I'm going to have a reset session, a reset workshop. And I'm not quite sure this video is going to be up before then, but then you can be able to catch up with our replay link that is going to be in the comments in the description box. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and if you have any topics that you'd like me to address, drop it in the comment section, and see you guys on my next video. Ciao.